Today we're talking about my rules for wedding photography.
Keep waving. This is good stuff, man.
Welcome to day 2 of the 30 days of wedding photography videos. If you're interested, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell on. Over the next 30 days, or I guess the 29 days at this point, there will be a new video coming up every single day. And it will be all wedding photography with the exception of every Monday, a film photography video because they were scheduled before I did this course. So hopefully maybe you enjoy film photography. You don't watch it. That's fine. You can just watch wedding photography things. Turn the bell on, subscribe. And today specifically, I'm going to be talking about my rules for wedding photography. They are rules that I have kind of abided by. They're not actual camera rules or composition rules or anything like that. It's more so just kind of my guide for going into wedding day. I feel like the experience really is a key piece of any wedding day. And as a wedding photographer, and specifically maybe as a more quiet, shy, introverted wedding photographer, going into a wedding, it's a little bit intimidating. These are kind of the rules that I've discovered over time that, one, make that a little bit easier and actually kind of position maybe that introverted side as more of a selling proposition and actually attract your ideal couples a little bit easier. We will actually be doing a full video on attracting your ideal couples in a couple of days now. So again, subscribe. And these 30 days, all brought to you by Focal. There is already a wait list, unfortunately, for a Focal website. So basically the biggest change to my business over the past year was the fact that I created this new website, or I didn't even create it. I did a video call with Focal and they actually built out my entire website for me. They will do the same for you. There's a link in the description below. And in the month of January, if you get on the wait list, you will actually get a free website design. So it's a $935 setup fee. Usually that will be waived. And as long as you're signing up for the annual plan for your website, you get a website design. You do a quick call with them. You tell them a few of the websites that you like. Maybe you tell them what you don't like about your current website, and they will go out and they will build something for you. The massive benefit is that they also have copywriters. So they will write all your copy as though you wrote it. They will actually take your, I don't know how they do it, but they get very, very accurate to your voice. Reading back the copy that they wrote for me, I probably could have wrote that. Obviously, you're also able to modify and change anything you want. But I would say in my experience, the first draft of the website was pretty much entirely ready to go. It was surprisingly accurate to what I wanted my final website to be. Also with your website, you also get an incredible back end where it comes with contracts and you can send them to your couples, and your couples get this amazing looking email for bookings and to actually pay you money, and it keeps it organized. And over the next month, mini sessions and an availability calendar are coming to Focal as well. So now all of a sudden it is very much a turnkey solution that you just have an incredible storefront as well as back end client management, everything you need to run a wedding photography business, and probably some things that you don't think that you need. I don't know if you've been using like Honeybook or something else that's maybe not exactly built for photographers. There's a lot of extras. It's kind of confusing and very difficult to set up a lot of the time. With Focal, it is all very, very simple. It gives you what you need and really doesn't try to confuse you outside of that. And with that said, now onto my rules for wedding photography. I think the overarching thing, and I guess the way that I actually kind of position this in my sales, is that I want everything to be as efficient as possible. I definitely do not want a couple. My ideal couple is not one that is coming to me because they want an elaborate photo shoot and not a wedding. Number one, they want to get married. They want to do the thing. They want to have their day. Number two, they want that documented beautifully. And that is where I really start to truly connect with couples. If you're somebody that wants to do the other side, the other way, that you're actually setting up lights and you're actually having more production, there's nothing wrong with that. And you will actually find a lot of couples are interested in that. For me specifically, my kind of happy place is that I am there for a 95% day of photojournalistic photography. And that 5% of the day I have to step in and actually maybe arrange things or do some family formals or whatever it might be. I am always mentioning to my couples, especially in the first phone call usually, how efficient the day will be, that I don't need a whole lot of time, that maybe this is on the low end of maybe what you would require, but I am fine with having a 15-minute window to do my couples photos. I can even break that up and do maybe 10 minutes during the photo session and then 10 minutes over golden hour if it looks like we're going to get a golden hour. I am fine with that window. I'm totally comfortable with that. 10 minutes, 15 minutes with the family, assuming that there's no massive family shots that we have to coordinate 150 people, and then 10 to 15 minutes with the bridal party, maybe even less in some cases. And this really does seem to connect very well with my ideal client, that I can fit all of the photography, all of my requirements pretty much into 45 minutes, maybe a half an hour if it's all in one spot. And for my couples, a lot of the time that is maybe the thing that will 100% secure that booking for me. I also want to obviously be creating beautiful images within that environment. And I have found kind of my flow within that I can do maybe 95% as good as I could have done had I brought in a bunch of lights and had maybe an hour and a half for the photo session. If I can come in and do most of what I would do over that entire time a lot faster, my couples will be happier. So efficiency, create beautiful work, rule number 1. Number 2, don't bring stress to the wedding day. Do everything you can to avoid bringing stress to the wedding day. If it looks like it's a day that's going to rain, show up and be the person that's like, hey, checked AccuWeather and it looks like we have a 2-hour window for photos. Make sure that 2-hour window exists before telling people. If you do enter a wedding day and there is stress, something's going on, maybe the ceremony location, they didn't bring the chairs, whatever it might be, never bring problems directly to your couple unless you absolutely have to. Bring them, I guess, defer stress to other people, maybe a maid of honor or maybe one of the parents, and talk to them about it, or the venue staff, maybe even before you bring it to anyone in the family. If you can sort problems out without escalating it to your couple, you're going to make a much better experience for them. I really do kind of do everything that I can to protect my couple and their experience of the day. So don't bring problems to them unless you absolutely have to. And in my experience, there are very few problems that you actually have to escalate to the couple. So just don't worry them about it. Deal with it with the venue, deal with it with the mom. Just don't bring it to them. Number 3, be early. I would say that maybe I go to an extreme with this, that if I know I have an hour drive coming up, I will not only leave 2 hours for that drive, but maybe 2.5 hours. And I'll get to that place early. I'll have lunch or whatever and relax knowing that I'm at least within a quick Uber ride or a taxi ride of where I need to be. And then typically I'll go over to the getting ready location, maybe 10, 15 minutes in advance. Nothing too crazy, but definitely don't be showing up exactly on time. Maybe at least air 5 minutes early so that the couples, like basically as soon as it's like, oh, it's 1, the photographer's supposed to be here. Where are they? And maybe they won't notice. If it's a busy day, they're doing hair and makeup, they might not even notice. But if it is a day that they're actually waiting for you to be a few minutes early, you're going to relieve a little bit of stress if they are literally looking through the windows waiting for you, which does happen from time to time. Things are running ahead of schedule. Number 4, stay out of the way. That means during the ceremony, if you're standing in between the grandmother and her grandson or daughter up there at the front, don't do that. Get out of the way. You can go places that don't obstruct the view of guests. And that doesn't mean that you're not going to get the photos that you need. You will be able to get the angles, bring the correct lenses and zoom around maybe a little bit rather than actually walking around with your feet when it comes to ceremonies. In the reception, same goes, that if you're standing in front of the head table and between the head table and the podium, don't do that. You can be somewhere else. Or if you do have to be in exactly that spot because of pot lights or whatever it might be, make sure you're there briefly. So just, here you go. Click, click, click. Move on. Don't just stand there and post up the entire time. This also goes if you are doing video coverage and you need to put your tripod somewhere. Put the tripod somewhere that's not just going to be in the direct view of somebody. This also goes with flashes. Don't just put your flash in the most distracting section of the room that everyone's going to be constantly seeing it and just staring at your flash and being hypnotized by it. There are usually places where you can hide and you can bounce to actually hide that a little bit better. There's always a different location you can put something rather than putting it in the plain view of everyone. Try to be the ghost in the machine. And at least my couples are a lot happier with that. Number 5, no hidden sales or surprises, especially big surprises. I've heard a lot of horror stories about my friends going to photographers and just being hit with all of these additional charges that they were not expecting. Don't be the hard sales, surprise salesperson. Have everything as best you can up front. Have it on your focal website with your packages out there to be even more transparent and trustworthy. And you're going to find that you get a lot more referrals and people are a lot happier to work with you rather than being the photographer that hides something in the contract where maybe they don't have access to high-res files, or what a high-res file is defined as is like 1,000 pixels wide and not print resolution, which is unfortunately something that I have seen done before. So no hidden sales surprises. Couples are going to like you a lot better and you're going to get lots and lots of referrals. Number 6, over-deliver. That means pretty much in all aspects of the experience that your couple has with you, I would say definitely over deliver. Maybe the one exception being don't bring additional human beings to the wedding day because it's going to stress them out. They're going to be like, we don't have dinner for this random third assistant that you brought. But in all other aspects, definitely over deliver. This includes getting images back maybe a little bit quicker, or even the night of the wedding, sending a few previews, or if you're sitting down during dinner and you're able to do a few edits on your laptop and actually post them or send them to the couple at that point, they're going to be so happy with you. And from a public standpoint, if they're posting pro images from from their wedding the day after or the day of their wedding, the night of their wedding, whatever it might be, you are going to look like a superhero, and you're going to book a lot more work because of that, or at least get inquiries. Make sure you guide expectations. People will be like, wow, you got all of your wedding photos back in a day? That's crazy. Make sure that you know that they only got the previews. You can even put this as a contract item, that if they book this specific package, that they get free preview images within a couple of days of the wedding or the night of the wedding or whatever it might be. Beyond that, don't make your couples follow up 3 times and ask for their images. If you are struggling to get your post-production done, maybe check out some AI solutions. Aftershoot will help you cull. Imagine AI will actually edit your photos for you in the style that you do. Or you can outsource to a company like Photographers Edit, or there's a lot of other ones where you can train someone in-house. There's lots of options to keep your kind of head above water and actually be delivering the work that you promised your couple when they booked you. They're just excited to see their images. They just want to see their images. So don't be the person that denies them of that. And those are the rules. Efficient, beautiful images. Don't bring stress, be early, stay out of the way. No hidden sales surprises, and over-deliver at every opportunity. And you will find that you are creating a business that people are very, very excited to work with you, and you're going to really maximize your referrals. That wraps up this video. On Tuesday, we will be going into my new website. If you are interested in getting on the wait list and getting your own website design, head on over to the link in the description below. It is really a great experience, and you get everything that you need to run a wedding photography business. A beautiful website that's very easy to maintain, that has all the SEO stuff that you don't even know that you need in it, so you'll rank on Google and your packages will show up, and all kinds of beautiful surprises like that. It also comes with a back end where you can do your contracts and send payment requests and get paid over credit card or however you choose. And then the bonus is you also get entered into the marketplace. And what the marketplace is, essentially, if somebody's looking for a photographer in your local area, you'll be there. And then you get to book more work. That's what it's all about, right? If you want to be a wedding photographer, you got to shoot weddings. Otherwise, you're just a photographer, right? That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again on Tuesday.